Alright, what's up, player haters? Want to do a little voiceover for this one, kind of explain what the hell I'm doing, why I'm doing it, how I'm doing it. These are a bunch of isometric or dynamic tension exercises. First one's a plank, sort of a leaning forward, more than usual plank. Get a little more of the abs working and stuff. Now the purpose of this is basically, man, whenever I climb hard or do any kind of sport hard, I feel like I get a little wonky, you know? And I want to kind of realign my skeleton, okay? Because I get like out of place, I feel, doing all these kind of, dynamic, difficult movements in weird, awkward positions sometimes. So, it's nice to kind of just, almost like a chiropractor, just like snap my joints into alignment again. And if I had the audio on, you could probably hear the freaking snaps and cracks of like my hips and shoulders as they kind of like, get back into sort of like a centrated position, if that makes any sense. Here's a reverse plank, also known as a fish posture. Really stretching the biceps hard in this one, as you can see. And also shows some great for the entire posterior chain. Of course, these are isometric exercises we're talking about, so not a whole lot of movement going on. Therefore, not really any muscle damage or anything. Not going to give you so much of a like hypertrophic effect. Like you're not going to build muscle really using these. You might build some abdominal muscle, which I feel responds pretty well to like isometric exercise, but not much anything else. You're gonna get a big nervous system response from this, especially if you're like trying really hard or getting into difficult positions like this one. It's very difficult, for instance. Sort of a straddle L sit. The thighs are coming off of the wrist here. Really using my hips and abs and stuff to push my hips forward. Something like this, you're gonna get a whole lot more gains. But for the most part, the point of these exercises is kind of like the same point as yoga. You want to just kind of feel good, get like a therapeutic effect, especially after like, some heavy exercise or heavy training or heavy like, sports performance or something. Just a nice, healthy thing to do, just kind of, again, realign your skeleton, similar to what a chiropractor would do. Not that I believe in chiropractic that much. I think probably 95% of chiropractors are full of shit, but that's neither here or there. Here's a little handstand, wall assisted. I like to hit the body from different angles, so I'll go, front, back, sagittal, whatever, all kinds of planes, Here's some freaking two-step horse stance. And this one is an overcoming isometric. I'm pressing and squeezing my hands together as hard as I can, so really getting into the upper body a lot here. It's gonna have to activate the core a lot more too, and guys, when you really engage your core muscles to their full capacity, you're gonna get a lot deeper in squats and stuff like this. Okay, so just a little tip there. If you're having trouble getting deep in a squat, just try to freaking activate the rest of your muscles. Alright, particularly muscles in your midsection and back. Here's a three-step horse stance this time. Kind of doing the opposite. Instead of pushing, I'm pulling as hard as I can. Get my hands in like an S grip. I'm just pulling them as hard as I freaking can. Okay, holding this for about 20 seconds or so, which is plenty of time, in my opinion, for an overcoming isometric when you're actually trying like as hard as you can. If I wasn't trying, it's so hard, maybe going like 50 or 60% effort or something, then I'll hold this for a good deal longer. But right now I'm kind of, I'm trembling and pulling so hard. And I got pretty damn deep in that squat, so that was good. Good little stretch there. I usually do these at night. This is from last night, which was maybe, I don't know, 6 hours or so after I climbed. Here's just a little forearm muscle for you, showing off. Doing these at night is what I prefer. Sometimes the morning is nice too, but I don't know, I feel like I'm already kind of like tight and stuff in the morning, so I'd rather do them at night, you know, especially again, excuse me, my throat's a little messed up today. Again, I'll do these after like a heavy workout or sports performance or something like that. When I feel a little wonky and misaligned or malaligned in my body, I'm using all these kind of muscle control exercises, isometrics, dynamic tension exercises to gain that kind of realignment, kind of force realignment via muscle control. Here's just a, if you're wondering what the hell I'm doing here, this is a Wing Chun Kung Fu form known as Silam Tao. I'm not at all, you know, an expert at Wing Chun. I took like 1 semester of it in college. There was a dude, I think he was a grad student at the University of Georgia, that taught me this form, and it's also a very cool, potent muscle control exercise. Okay, I'm not going to get into full explanation here, but I would say it's very similar to exercises you would see in like an old Charles Atlas book, you know, dynamic tension, that kind of thing. Very cool. This is kind of like my cool down. Wing Chun is legit, man. There's a whole, like any martial art really, there's a whole lot of charlatans out there, but man, this guy was super legit. I can't recall his name. It was so long ago. I think I was like 19 years old at the time, so man, what is that, 15 years ago now or something, 14. How old am I? 33. The guy was super impressive, very powerful, even with like little chain punches that you see kind of like, you know, people doing kung fu movies where it looks like they're just doing arm punches and they should be, you know, weak. I swear this guy could chain punch like a mofo. I mean, he had to have been 120 pounds, but his chain punches were as powerful as like anybody's punches, man. I mean, I held pads for this guy a few times, and like it hurt. It felt like about as hard as like a freaking heavyweight kickboxer would punch. You know, these guys were twice its size and were putting like all kinds of hip movements, you know, pivoting their body and everything into. This guy was kind of just standing there and delivering, which is insane. Hear those friggin' cicadas. Yeah, but seriously, guys, I mean, I've held pads for heavyweight, like, active MMA and Muay Thai fighters. You know, guys twice the size of this dude. And they couldn't punch as hard as he could chain punch, which is kind of insane because there's so much less range of motion in those punches. But again, you know, if you have that super high level of muscle control and that quick twitch, like activate all your muscles in an instant kind of power, doesn't really matter. You're going to produce an insane amount of force, and that's kind of stuff that's very cool. And yeah, that's Isometrics, man. Anyway, y'all take care. Peace out. Keep crushing. I'm going to climb tomorrow morning. May or may not film that. We'll see. Peace.